Hey, what's going on, folks? How you doing? I did see a movie this weekend that, besides The Artist, I caught a Saturday morning matinee of Hotel Transylvania. Hotel Transylvania is Adam Sandler's newest film. It's an animated movie, and he plays Count Dracula, who creates a hotel for sanctuary for other monsters for when they need just to get away from it all, from their stressful monster life, being hunted down by humans and whatnot. They can go to Hotel Transylvania and relax. In this movie, monsters are just as afraid of humans as we are of them. It's an interesting dynamic, and Count Dracula also made this hotel to protect the apple of his eye, the love of his life, his daughter Mavis. And in this movie you see how beautiful their relationship is at the beginning when she's a little girl. She's a baby, a little girl. He's singing songs and telling her bedtime stories. He really loves this little girl. He just is afraid that one day she's going to want to see the world, and he will do anything to prevent that from happening. Cut to later, she's 118 years old, and Count Dracula is throwing her big birthday celebration, because I guess 118 years in monster years means you're an adult or whatever. And of course, she wants to see the world. And so now it's up to him to Count Dracula's very overprotective ways, and he gets really overprotective to the point where it's almost frightening, especially probably for the little kids who's going to see this movie. He does it quite a bit, and yeah, it's a bit intense. So anyway, in his overprotective ways, he has this elaborate scheme to lure her back to the hotel for her birthday celebration. And in the midst of all this, midst of focus on his daughter leaving the nest and her birthday party, a human stumbles upon the hotel, and now Adam Sandler, his job now as Count Dracula is to keep this human out of the monster sight. And this human is a very over-the-top white boy backpacking through Europe, and he's voiced by Andy Samberg. And like I said, it's very over-the-top, but yet very funny. So now Count Dracula has taken this character, disguised him up as a monster to blend in with the other monsters, so the monsters won't either run away or kill him. And of course, inevitably, Mavis is going to see this young new monster, and they do cross paths, and a zing happens. They become very infatuated with each other, and a zing is explained later on in the movie what exactly that thing is. And of course, in this movie, you only get one zing your whole life. Spoiler alert, sorry. Again, I didn't really tell what it really is, so there you go. Don't be mad at me. Now I've lost track of what I'm going to say. That's what I get for trying to be funny. And now this human is dressed up as a monster, and it's almost like that Down and Out in Beverly Hills thing, you know, the old movie with Nick Nolte where the homeless guy becomes the life of the party. Well, this human becomes the life of the party. He interrupts the charades game, makes it more interesting when he busts out on his roller scooter listening to LMFAO, and they have a big pool party throwdown, and he's rocking out with the band, and of course that just gets Mavis's attention even more. So Count Dracula, being the overprotective father that he is, of course has to put his foot down. And that being a really cool scene that happens between Sandler and Samberg and as Count Dracula and the human tourist. And these two guys have great chemistry together. They have better chemistry than they did in That's My Boy. And there's a cool scene where they're racing tables, trying to one-up another, racing these huge dining room tables that look like something out of a Mario Brothers game. And in 3D, this scene might have been cool. I saw it in 2D. I didn't shell out the cash to see 3D. I mean, I was going to see it cheap for a matinee anyway. I didn't want to up the ante on my ticket price. But this scene would have really been cool to see in 3D. But 2D, it works just as well. The voice talents in this movie are basically your typical Happy Madison cast. You have Adam Sandler as Count Dracula, like I said, and the animation for Count Dracula is awesome. They make him look like Sandler, and a lot of people complain that, you know, at first it was a typical Adam Sandler annoying voice. No, I don't think so. I think Whitey from 8 Crazy Nights, Adam Sandler's first attempt at animation, was a very annoying character, especially Whitey's wife. He does a great Count Dracula in this movie, and yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Adam Sandler has a great Count Dracula. He's good in animated films if it's right. if it's not just some, let's have fun with our friends type movie, which just almost becomes, but it's very well done. They don't get too much into the raunchy Sandler movie because it's a movie aimed for kids near Halloween time. So anyway, Selena Gomez is his daughter Mavis. Andy Samberg is the very over-the-top, yet funny human tourist. You also have Kevin James as Frankenstein, Fran Dreschier as Frankenstein's wife, Steve Buscemi as the Wolfman, Molly Shannon as the wife of the Wolfman, who is very fertile, and they've got tons of wolf children, and it's like 12 or 14 little wolf kids running around, and it just wears the hell out of the Wolfman. You see him tired, you see he just bloodshot. And I can almost see that happening to me in a couple of years. And I hope there ain't that many damn kids coming in my life. Knock on wood. That's not wood, that's something else. But yeah, Steve Buscemi is the tired, worn-out Wolfman, and Molly Shannon's his wife. Then you have David Spade as the Invisible Man, and CeeLo Green as the voice of the Mummy. And yes, CeeLo Green being in it, there's some songs for him, and there's a collaboration with Selena Gomez, Adam Sandler, and Andy Samberg. Basically, the whole cast does this huge song toward the end of the movie. And, of course, CeeLo, they had to do it. They had to do a song. Chris Rock is nowhere in this movie. It's a shame. It would have been great to hear his voice provided in this. Luell from the Borat movie. She does a lot of stuff with Cat Williams. She was the main stripper in That's My Boy. She does the voice of a shrunken head in this, which is pretty funny. It's a very sassy shrunken head, I might add. There's also an antagonist in this movie. I'm not going to say who it is. It's a popular character in monster movies. It's voiced by Jon Lovitz, and I don't want to give too much away. It matches the voice of Jon Lovitz as this character. It works. They made this character look like this very popular monster movie character, just like they did with Adam Sandler's Count Dracula. Jon Lovitz's character looks exactly like Jon Lovitz. And here's an idea about Jon Lovitz. I don't know if you've ever thought about this. Do you think he'd make a good Penguin if they ever rebooted the Batman series, another go-round? If they ever used the Penguin, would Jon Lovitz make a good one? I don't know. That's my question for you. Answer it if you want, don't answer it. It doesn't matter. But Jon Lovitz is the antagonist in this movie. You also see like brief cameos from other monsters, like the Blob. You have the Fly buzzing around. You have zombies, little gremlins. You have the damn abominable snowman from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie. This movie is well written. It's well geared toward the family. The animation is great. It's also directed by, let's see if I'm getting this guy's name right, Genndy Tartakovsky or something like that. He's responsible for the Powerpuff Girls, for Samurai Jack, for Dexter's Laboratory, and you also see that his style of animation in the ending credits. Some stuff in the movie is really predictable, especially the whole love story between Mavis and the human tourist. You know how that's going to go down. And also the reason why Count Dracula is so overprotective of Mavis. And if you probably get that already from the beginning of the movie of why, why he is the way he is toward her, to keep her safe, and just, other besides just being a very overprotective father. It's, not to give too much away, I will give you a hint. It's kind of the same reason in a popular Disney Pixar movie about a fish, why that fish father was so overprotective of the little orange fish. But in a non-Pixar, non-Happy Madison animated movie that I'm saying about monsters. So that little twist there, if you followed everything I was saying right there, it's very predictable, and even though I just fucking probably gave it away, it's very predictable even if I didn't. You knew it's coming, and then when they reveal it, and you're like, oh, I knew that anyway. Because I watched Two Mac 07's reviews, and he's a dumbass that spoiled the shit for me. But, yeah, even if I didn't, you would have guessed it already. And yeah, like I said, yeah, the voice talents were on point. You had your little things here and there that were predictable. All in all, it's a fun movie. They even take a nice stab at Twilight, if you hadn't heard already. Happens later on in the movie. Late in the movie it happens, but when it happens, it happens. It's really pretty damn obvious. And like I said, this is a very non-Happy Madison Adam Sandler movie, even though if I didn't mention earlier, it's produced by Sandler, Alan Covert, and Robert Smigel. And another good thing, if you're annoyed by Adam Sandler's movies, don't worry, Peter Dante and Nick Swartzen aren't in this one. So everything's okay. So Hotel Transylvania, I don't know if I'd pay full price for it. I don't even know if I'd even pay the 3D, in which I didn't when I did see it. I saw it in 2D. It's just as good. And it's definitely worth a matinee price. It's especially on the weekends, like a Saturday morning, Sunday morning cartoon. That's how you gotta look at it, and it pulls off. It's a very fun movie, well worth the matinee price. Hotel Transylvania. There it is. Till next time, folks. Bye.